Today I am going to rage clean. I'm going to rage clean. I'm going to rage clean for you, with you, because I'm angry, and I guess I don't feel like I'm allowed to just sit here, and I'm on a diet, so I can't just eat my feelings, and so I'm going to try rage cleaning. Why not? It might be fun. I would like to address this corner today. This is my side of the bed. I would like to address this because it's just not necessary. All right. The rest of the bedroom, I mean, I could put laundry away. There's always this cluttered mess. This is always an option to work on, of course. Yeah, so there's plenty to work with there if I want. Then I think Amelia's room is pretty okay. It's all right. It's not the worst it's ever been. It's okay because we cleaned up before my mom came. She's in town for the weekend, so that's fine. But then, this is a box that I took up from the basement when I cleaned the basement the other day, and that's all stuff that needs to be put somewhere, put away. And then kitchen table is looking pretty good, all things considered. And kitchen countertops are looking, they're looking how they would look on a normal day. The refrigerator is a whole I'll show you, but there's no way. I'm not gonna, maybe, but it is, there is abundance in here, which I'm so grateful for, but some of the abundance is expired abundance. So anyway, Ed just took the garbage out, which is great. Thank you, Ed. And yeah, I think we have plenty to work with. So let's where are we gonna start? Sorry if you get dizzy. Let's start here, because it'll be pretty quick and simple. Okay. Actually, I lied. Let's start here, because at least I always like to get a load of laundry going. So let's at least put the laundry in. I think Amelia has allergies. I don't know if you can even hear me right now. I think Amelia has allergies. So I've been giving her a Zyrtec, but I forgot this morning. But we have 2 dogs, so I think I need to be more serious about washing the bedding, maybe even more than once a week, and definitely vacuuming more than once a week, because right now that is kind of the schedule. And I don't think that it is cutting it, right? All right. Now, if you saw my last video, so I'm just talking into the air here. If you saw my last video where I go through the basement with my mom, you will know that I had to fight with the washing machine because it was unbalanced. So I'm a little nervous putting bedding in there again, but we'll do our best. Okay, here we go, friends. So this is the voiceover portion of the video. Welcome. This is so interesting. So I don't know, you tell me if it's interesting to you, but basically I filmed this exactly 1 week ago today from when I'm doing the voiceover. And the reason that I filmed it a week ago and I'm just now getting to the voiceover is because life is crazy. And that's fine. That's normal. I had put a community post up yesterday, or maybe today. I don't know my days anymore, but I put a community post up kind of explaining that I just don't have any alone time scheduled, at all. like at all. And this coming week, I also don't have any alone time scheduled. So it is just wild trying to run a whole YouTube channel when you have children and other obligations in your life. But I'm so glad that I do, because this has honestly been such a lifesaver. When I started this channel, I knew that I needed accountability, right? I knew that I needed a reason to care about keeping my house tidy. And I knew that I needed a reason to care about getting other parts of my life in order. Because for the longest time, I was just sort of floating through and just going wherever the wind blew me. And I was always like very dedicated to the jobs that I had. But once I had my daughter and I was staying home with her, I started to kind of go a little cuckoo in the head. Like I was lonely. I felt overwhelmed, and I didn't really know how to give myself structure. I always had jobs that were like pretty high pressure, quick paced. The last job I had before I had my daughter was a hospital social worker, hospital discharge planner, right? So all of the patients that I was responsible for had to leave like fast. They had to leave quickly, and they needed me to help them get walkers or wheelchairs, or get a nurse scheduled to come to their house or things like that, or they needed me to get them a ride. And so everything was very urgent, and it was very clear what people needed, and the deadlines were tight, right? This wasn't kind of just move at your own pace, choose your own adventure. This was all very structured. And I loved that job so much, because like I said, I struggle to create that same sense of urgency and structure for myself. Like my brain knows that there's no due date for me to clean the table. You know what I mean? Like there's no outside pressure. And so for me to just tell myself to clean was really difficult. And so anyway, so the YouTube channel was my way of creating that structure for myself. I made an upload schedule. I decided that I was going to, watch me. Okay, sorry. I'm feeling much better now, but I'm trying to remember that when I was filming this, I was really pissed off. I was so mad. Watch me aggressively spray and wipe down this table. I'm sorry. I was so angry. And I can laugh at myself now because, like, it's so silly. I was mad, who cares, right? Who cares if my kid is late to his basketball game? Like, this week we didn't even go. Today, honestly, we didn't even go because it's my husband's birthday. And so we went out to brunch instead. So what is it? What is it? I mean, I can tell you the whole story of why being late is a trigger for me. Maybe I will, but let me finish what I was saying about the structure. So this YouTube channel gave me the structure that I needed in my life. And amazingly, as I started to build the habit of cleaning and decluttering something every week and then posting it for you guys, I actually started to care more about, like, inherently care about the cleanliness of my home, right? I think before I just was so in a funk and depressed, I just didn't care. I didn't even notice a lot of the time. And now I actually notice, and it actually like genuinely bothers me when things start to look cluttered like this that you're seeing right now. That was actually bothering me. Whereas before I feel like I had like clutter blindness, because I grew up in a little bit of a cluttered environment in my house in general, but my bedroom seriously was always super cluttered. And I just never, I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is. Maybe it's genetic. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But for me, it's funny thinking back, right? Like I would just walk past a mess in my room as a kid and never think about cleaning it all up. And then as an adult, when I was living by myself, I literally couldn't care less. Like, I just never hosted anybody. I never had people come over. And so I would just let dishes pile up in the sink. I would let, things pile up in my bedroom. My living room was always a mess. I've never really been somebody who decorates because it really, to me, does not make sense to decorate if everything looks like a shit show. Like, pardon my French, but like, why would I add decorations on top of clutter? You know what I mean? So anyway, so this past year, since I started the YouTube channel, I have had a lot of revelations. I have really started to, I don't want to say enjoy cleaning because that would be a little bit of a stretch, but I have come to appreciate housework more and to appreciate a clean and tidy environment a lot more, because the less clutter that we have and the more that I actually do get rid of things and try to organize things in a way that makes sense, things are getting better, right? So I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but that's where we're at. I'm really happy with how far I've come. And I know, trust me, I know there is still a lot yet to be accomplished in the home and with my habits. But, as everyone likes to say, I should just clean as I go. So I think that's my next goal is practice cleaning as I go. And I did start to do a little bit better with the dining room table because I think it was, a couple videos back where I said that I wanted to make some new rules for myself for the dining room table, like that I wasn't going to put anything on top of it that wasn't like for a meal, that wasn't food. And so I've been much better about it. I've broken that rule. I have broken the rule, but I'm doing more of like a daily cleanup of that table. Like when you saw earlier me cleaning off the table, that's really almost as bad as it gets on a day-to-day basis because I am kind of coming through and cleaning up, not as I go, but at the end of the day, like before the end of the day, or maybe in the morning if it's on a weekend. Like this morning, for example, is a Sunday. I got up and went ahead and just tidied up the kitchen table and cleaned it off and made it look nice. And so I think those are the kind of habits that are helping me feel a little more steady, a little more grounded. So that's been really good. That's kind of like a nice byproduct. I'm becoming a person who cares. Even though I didn't have structure, I have in the past struggled to create structure artificially for myself. I think just by starting the habit and just doing the thing, I have become a person who tidies up more often. So that's amazing. Which actually, I forgot what I was going to talk about. So maybe we'll go off on this other tangent. I was going to tell you about why timeliness is a trigger for me. We can get to that. Or, you know what? We'll get to it now. How about that? Sorry. There's so many things we can talk about. I was going to talk about my diet program and how I'm learning, like, that the habits, first you develop a habit and then the habit develops you, right? Like, which is a whole amazing concept that I really want to dig into. Okay, so let's dig into that first. Then we'll talk about the timeliness trigger. We have plenty of time. Don't even worry. We have 40 minutes left. So we've got plenty of time. Okay, so we're going to talk first about first you make a habit and then the habit makes you. So I'm really happy with how this habit of cleaning every week and posting, or decluttering something every week and posting it, like that was kind of an unintentional, well, it was intentional. Like I knew that having the YouTube channel would help me to be more intentional about creating the habit because it gave me another incentive. I love getting your comments. I love the feedback. Now I'm finally monetized on YouTube. So I, make a tiny smidgen of money when I post. And so there's other incentives for me to get up and clean, right? But the way that I got here was I decided to do a habit. And every week I have to do something to improve my house so that I can film it and post it, right? And that was the habit that I did. Now the habit has shaped me as a human, and I am somebody who likes to tidy and have a clean home, which is amazing. That is a huge transformation. And in this program I'm doing, Body Slims, and I have a couple of videos about Body Slims. It is an amazing program. It's for weight loss, but honestly, you can use the principles he talks about for anything, like finances or reaching whatever goal you want to reach. But the guy in the videos, or the guy in the program who created it, Jared, he really emphasized and brought home the fact that what we do each day is what matters. And it's not just these like big spectacular one-off performances or acts that we do that are what make us disciplined or what make us extraordinary or excellent, right? It's putting the steps in every single day, right? What do you do every day? What do you do every week? That, whatever it is that you repeat time and time again, that is what is going to shape who you are as a human being. And, I mean, I have a psychology degree. I have a counseling degree. I'm a counselor. Like, I get it. That's not like a brand new concept to me. But for whatever reason, it really resonated recently when I heard it in a seminar that he put out, because it's so easy to beat yourself up, right? When you're overweight, or when you think you're lazy, or when you think you're, for me it was, I'm just not a disciplined person, or I'm just not a tidy person, or I'm not, whatever. I'm not a million things, right? But the truth is, I could be like, if I kind of worked backwards and picked a person who I admire, and I kind of worked out like what kind of habits do I think they have to have the life that they do, I could probably recreate it, right? But the problem isn't in knowing what to do. The problem is not the problem, but the work is in actually just doing it. Just doing it. So for me right now, I am trying to lose weight. I am losing weight. But it's a slow process that requires sustained commitment. And so it's hard. It's hard to change those habits. It's hard to limit what you're doing, limit your calories, limit your, sitting on your ass, right? I did a lot of sitting on my ass before I started trying to lose weight. I think I averaged like 4,000 steps a day, maybe. Like, that's pretty sedentary. And now I average like 12,000 steps a day every week. That's my average. So that's incredible, right? And that is a habit. That's a habit that I started because I knew I needed to change. And I thought, I can walk every day. That I can do. I can walk. And so I've been walking every single day, and now I created the habit, and now the habit has created me. I am now a person who gets up every day and takes a walk, and I don't even think about it. Like, I am just an active person now. I'm an active person. I am no longer a sedentary person. And the benefit of that is that I don't hurt anymore. Like, my lower back used to hurt all the time. My left shoulder was kind of freezing up. And now that's not true anymore. I feel fit. I mean, obviously, look at me. I have a ways to go, but I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good, and I'm losing weight. So if you want to check out any of those like weight loss videos, just look around. I have a playlist, a weight loss playlist, so you can look around there. But yeah, so far I want to say I lost like almost 9 pounds in July. And then I kind of stagnated for a little bit, plateaued, and now I have lost almost 5 pounds so far since the middle of September. So yeah, I am just chugging along. I'm making progress because I am letting my new habits shape who I am, which is so cool. What else? What else can we talk about? Oh, yes. So let's get on to you. I mean, you can still watch me clean. Enjoy. Oh, here I'm going to update my calendar. I update this calendar every so often, definitely every month, right? But I try to keep on top of it just so my husband and my son know, like, if we have any events coming up or anything special. And then I put all my stuff on there just so I can keep track of, when I have clients or whatever. But I also have a different calendar that I use just for myself. So that's kind of just the public family one. All right, so I was going to get into why I'm so triggered by being late. And if you're my dad and you're watching this, maybe stop because I'm about to dig in to some family dynamics that you might not want to hear if you're my dad. So fair warning. But I'll try to be polite. So basically, long and short of it is, when I was a kid, I think my dad has major time blindness. Like, I don't think time exists to him. I really don't know how else to put it. He's a very smart man. He's not stupid. But he just, like, it doesn't seem to matter. Like, time does not matter to him. And then also his father, was kind of similar. Like, he also kind of like lived on his own planet in a way. And so for me as a kid, those two were the ones who had the most freedom in their schedules. When I was like an adolescent, before I could drive myself places. And so they were the ones who always were taking me wherever we were going. And I had so much anxiety about being late to things. So much anxiety. Now, my mom's part in that was she was extremely anxious and she was very timely. Oh, look at this stove. Sorry, I'm just going to comment real quick. I hate cleaning the stove. I never want to do it. That's why it looks like that right now, because I never do it after I cook. But I was so angry that day. I had plenty of rage energy built up that I decided to just go ahead and get it out of the way. So it is very satisfying at the end. So just stay tuned. So anyway, my mom, very anxious person when I was younger, and very high achieving, right? Like, she always had these very high level jobs as a support person to these super wealthy executives. And so she was always very organized, very on time, very precise with things. And my dad was the exact opposite. And there was just always tension around that in my home when I was a kid. And we didn't do a lot of family stuff together, but we did go to church every week. And that was always, a thing where we were not always on time. And then there just were other, like, school. I remember being anxious a lot about being on time to school because I went to a private school and, like, had to be driven there. And then the bigger one was ballet class. When I was 12, I started doing ballet, and I had to be in class. I had to be at the studio early so I could get ready and get, situated. And then you could not be late for ballet. And then also we had like rehearsals and performances and all that kind of stuff. So by the time I would say 13, I was in charge of my schedule. Like, I knew exactly what time I had to be somewhere. I knew exactly how long traffic was going to take. I grew up in Los Angeles, so everything was far. Like, I think it took, I don't know, gosh, it must have taken maybe 45 minutes to get from my house to the ballet studio where I took classes. So I was hyper aware of time and wanting to be on time and wanting to be, I don't know, like, especially with ballet, like, just wanting to be respectful. and wanting to please the teacher, right? And I knew that if I was late, that was not going to fly. Like sometimes they wouldn't even let you in if you were late. So, which if you can imagine, after a 45-minute drive to get somewhere, that would not be cool. So I was very hyper aware of timeliness. So now, who did I partner up with? A husband who really doesn't care about time that much, and a son who also does not care. And they do, the theory does go that you marry your father if you're a woman, and if you're a man, you marry your mother. I don't know how that works in same-sex relationships, but I suppose personality-wise, it could still be similar. Whatever. But I just, maybe like whichever parent you have more stuff to work out with. I don't know. But in any case, I certainly did marry my dad in some ways. And so, so that was the whole reason why I was so upset on the day that you're watching me clean, is that I just was white hot rage. I was so triggered, because it's not, like I said in the beginning, it wasn't just being late for basketball. The whole breakdown was this. Like I said, we were, not just me, my husband also, like both, either way, we were late almost every single day getting my son to school. Mostly because Amari was dragging his feet. No matter how many times we reminded him, he just wasn't getting up. And then he would get outside and stand by the car and like fidget with his backpack and like think about putting his sweatshirt on, like just enraging behavior. Okay. Like just maddening to watch, for me. And I'm sure that my reactivity only fueled the fire. I'm certain of that. So please don't tell me that. I already know. And then, so it was that. And then with the basketball, I asked him multiple times that morning. Actually, no, it started the night before, on Friday night or Saturday night. I said, Amari, do you want to go to basketball? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, okay, then I don't want to have to nag you tomorrow morning when it's time to wake you up. Oh, here, look at that beautiful clean stove. It is gorgeous. Look at that. So I told him, I prepped him the night before. I was like, listen, like, I don't want to have to be dragging you out of bed. If you don't want to go, just be honest and we don't have to go. But if you do want to go, I want us to be on time, right? Right. Cool. Look at that sink, man. Oof, look at that. So good. I love it when the sink is cleaned out. That is amazing. Look at how much I can accomplish when I'm upset. All right, now let's head to the bedroom and put some laundry away. At least I think that's what I do next. Oh, hi, Archie. Oh, why does he look like a bad boy? What did you do, Archie? I don't know. He always looks guilty. He rarely is the guilty party, though. Willow is always the guilty party. Willow is the one, we haven't seen her yet in this video, but Willow is always the one who eats Amelia's toys and steals snacks from the table. So, but funnily enough, Archie is the one who looks guilty. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Willow is the one who eats all the toys. So anyway, so I told Amari the night before, if you don't want to go, totally chill. But if you do want to go, please don't make this miserable for everyone. Like, let's just leave on time. Which I might as well have said the exact opposite, because the exact opposite is what happened. So the next morning we're up. I check on, and we have to leave at 10:30 to get to the basketball by 11. Okay. I check in on him at, 9:45. And I was like, hey man, you still feeling like you want to go to basketball today? Yup, I want to go to basketball. Okay, then you need to start waking up, please. Okay. And then he didn't. And then I went back, and meanwhile, I'm like running around like an insane person, trying to get Amelia's stuff ready for her diaper bag, make sure she has all the snacks that she needs and the drinks and the blankets and the diapers and whatever she needs because, I'm insane. And I'm also trying to get myself showered and dressed and get everything together, right? So then I check back in with Amari, 10 o'clock. Hey man, we got to leave pretty soon. Are you sure you want to go to basketball? Yeah, I want to go to basketball. And I told him again, if you don't want to go, you can be honest with me and we don't have to go. But please, let's be on time. Yeah. Okay. Well, he didn't get up. And then we are almost at the point where it is too late. Like, I already know it's too late because he's not going to be able to do the basics that he needs to do, like go to the bathroom and get dressed before it's too late. And so I already see it heading this way. And I'm making passive-aggressive comments to my other family members, which is obviously the responsible thing to do. And I was getting more and more upset. Like inside of me, I was getting more and more pissed because I knew what was happening. I knew what was going on and I wanted no part of it. And everyone else was acting like I was insane, which, to be fair, I wasn't probably looking relaxed. But yeah, so I was running around trying to get everything together. And then finally, he decides that he is going to get up and we are going to go. And then he can't find his jersey. And I think that's when I snapped. I do. I think that was the moment that I snapped because I asked him the night before to make sure he had everything he needed. And he did not. And he is almost 13 years old. So he didn't. And then, so I didn't help him because I don't know what's going on in his room. Like, that is his responsibility. And then he couldn't find his basketball shoes. And it took every ounce of self-control that I had to not scream my head off. Like, it really did. It really, really did. It took so much control to not become a raving lunatic and just pop off and scream. And so I did actually know where the basketball shoes were, and I did tell him, and I gave them to him. And I went downstairs, and I got in the truck where my mom was already waiting, and I had already put Amelia in the car seat, and I got in the truck, and my mom could see that I was elevated, a little agitated, because it was already now after 10:30, after the time that we were supposed to leave, and he still didn't have his shoes on. I don't even know if he had his jersey yet, and things were not going well. And my mom suggested kindly, she's like, maybe you stay home. Maybe you just stay home. And I thought, that is brilliant. Yes, I am going to remove myself from this narrative. Like, I no longer want to be part of this. And so, yeah. So anyway, long story short, that's how I ended up here in front of you, putting my laundry away because while everyone else was at basketball. All right, let's see what's next. If it sounds different, it's because this is like 20 minutes later. So hello, I'm in my car now, parked outside of my house. It is so difficult to find the time and the space to record these things. I think I talked about that at the beginning, but yeah. So anyway, here we are. I am putting all the clothes away, and what else? Putting Amelia's stuff away, and I am going to go and tidy up Amelia's room real quick. Yep, here it is. Magic. I love editing. The magic of editing. I I need to go. I know nobody seems to be very interested in my videos that I do in Amelia's room. Probably because not as many people have toddlers currently, right? So it's not as relevant as like a kitchen or a bedroom. Like everyone has a kitchen and a bedroom. Not everybody has a toddler room. But I do need to go through her stuff again. I feel like her room is one of the easiest rooms to clutter, right? Because she goes, like, she ages out of things really fast because she's growing so fast. Her clothes are pretty solid. The only thing is like the change of the season, which right there, like I took a couple of dresses out from the summer so that I had extra hangers because I don't have enough toddler hangers for everything. And I'm trying to, hang up the wintry fall stuff. But it actually turned out that I did have enough hangers. But I do need to go through her clothes and just get, to kind of switch things out for the season. I have noticed she's got a lot of pants, but she doesn't have a lot of tops. Like she's got some like dresses and sweatshirts and stuff, but she doesn't have a lot of like long sleeve t-shirts. So I need to work on that. And then her toys, you can see just that pile of disorganization on the left. There's just a lot of crap. The lady who teaches her preschool class at school, like it's a parent-child class, so I go with her. That woman is such an interesting being. Like, she's so lovely. But she said, I don't know if I've told you guys this before, she said that when her two boys were younger, I think they're in like, I don't know, first grade and fourth grade. But she said when they were little, they only had two toys. Two toys. That's it. I think it was like a wooden elephant and some other probably wooden toy. And that was it. I don't know if they had like a lovey or a stuffed animal or something, but she said they had two toys. I'm saying that so many times because I cannot fathom having two toys for my child. I think life would certainly be a lot simpler. That would be incredible. I'm such an anxious person though. Like anytime we go shopping, I pick something up. Like we've got all these little toys, like little Jeeps and little, decorations, like a little, like we have a little mini skeleton. I feel like every time we go to the store, I'm just like, oh, she would really like this. Or when last time we went grocery shopping with my mom, like Amelia wandered into the Halloween decoration section and we ended up walking out with, buying, not just walking out, but we ended up buying, a couple of tchotchke things for Halloween. And it all adds up. It all adds up. And obviously she doesn't play with all of the things. Oh, I'm just showing you. See, this is something that I wanted to just let be. Like the top of that dresser and the top of that little side table. There's the skeleton. I was going to just leave it kind of like the stove. I was going to just leave it. And then I thought, no, Megan, you should actually address it. So here we are, addressing it. We are addressing it. I think that's what happens on a daily basis, right? Like that's why it gets cluttered, because I'll just shove something, like this spot that I'm working on right now is a key spot where I just throw things. I just toss things there like it's a black hole and it doesn't matter. But then every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's so awful. And then I walk away. I think I need to have a different response, right? Like every action, there's like a trigger and then there's a behavior. I don't know. There's some like method or some like chain reaction that happens, right? So like a thought. So like there's a trigger and then a thought and then a behavior, right? Or an action that you take. And so every time I should whenever I think like, oh, that's awful, instead of thinking, oh, well, and walking away, I should think, what is one thing I can do to make it a little better right now? And then do that thing, like fix it, right? Because, and that is cleaning as you go, right? That would be cleaning as I go. But I think I still have this all or nothing mentality, right? Like kind of like the lady with only 2 toys for her kids. Like I feel like that's a very black or white, all or nothing way of looking at the world, right? Like it has to, like I feel like I can't be a good hippy dippy crunchy mom at all if I have as many toys as I have, and so I'm just not going to try it all, right? As opposed to, oh, I would like to be more mindful in my parenting and not overstimulate my child. I don't feel like I can just get down to 2 toys, but maybe we could have like, I don't know, 1 basket of stuffed animals and 1 shelf that's full of toys rather than all the shelves being packed to the gills and having oh, that's stuff I'm going to throw away. And then having like multiple baskets of stuffed animals that never get touched, right? So I think I need to work on the all or nothing thinking with the cleaning as I go, because in my mind it's like, well, if I don't have the time or the energy, oh boy, we're going to talk about this. Hold on, let me finish my thought. So if I don't have the time or energy to do everything at once, then I think, well, I'm just not going to do any of it, right? Because I don't have the time to do all of it, so I'm not going to do any of it. But then that's how things get out of hand. And so maybe I don't have time when I'm walking by that little area to just like to clean the whole thing off and put everything away. Like maybe I don't have 5 or 10 minutes, but maybe I have 30 seconds. Like maybe I could put one thing away, right? Which brings me to my bedroom, back to my main bedroom, our master bedroom. Oh, I'm getting a little loopy here that you're seeing, and also as I'm talking, obviously. But here I'm just putting stuff on. I put my hat on, I put our little Great Wolf Lodge ears on, and I'm just living my life. But this whole concept of like cleaning as I go and kind of just doing a little bit at a time definitely applies to this area. This is another flat surface, this huge, beautiful dresser. It just is a magnet for things, for clutter, for stuff. I'm going through things and like deciding there are things on this table that need to be donated, or on this dresser that need to be donated. So I'm kind of making a couple different piles. I'm making a pile of things to throw away, a pile of things to put away, and a pile of things to donate. But yes, so as you can see, this whole pile is going to take some time to deal with, right? This isn't something that I can just like shove everything on the floor and pretend it doesn't exist, which is kind of what I wanted to do. So it's going to take some time, but it's going to take some time because I have only been adding to it over the last few weeks, rather than taking away from it and dealing with like maybe one thing a day. So I don't know. There's a concept. Maybe I will try cleaning as I go. Guys, I feel like you've finally broken me. Maybe I should clean as I go. You heard it here first. I am over 10 months into my decluttering and tidying journey. And I think I finally understand clean as I go. Oh, goodness. I'm being a little facetious, but I'm also kind of being serious. I don't know. I'm really struggling. I'm struggling because, again, I feel like when I watch these things back and I'm reflecting on them in a calm state, you know,
logic makes sense, right? Like the logical answer to things totally makes sense. The problem though isn't in like me thinking about it, right? Because I'm a smart person. I understand cleaning as I go. I understand like do a little bit at a time. But the changes that need to happen are in my actions. They're in my actions. Like I said, like that trigger, I need to change that initial thought that happens after the trigger so that I can change the behavior. So like with this dresser, I mean, first of all, it would be super helpful if I could just stop myself from tossing things on there. That would be like number one, the best way to go about it. But a close second would be like, I don't know, maybe every evening take, like if there's stuff on there, like right now, well, so what you're looking at is right now what you're looking at, but right now in real life is a week later. And so this area actually is not bad, but I have moved my daughter's like little caddy. She has a plastic caddy. It's right at the top, right where I bent over. That little white basket that's in the very top corner behind my head. I ended up putting that on top of the dresser. Oh, that I wanted to show you my super creative mom thing. We have a little excavator and it scoops up dry pasta. So much fun. I guess I was really proud of myself and wanted to share that I am a good mom, and give my kids sensory activities. But anyway, so that caddy up there, I put it on the dresser so that I can access it more easily. But now all of my daughter's bows and hair ties and everything are like all over. So what if, hear me out, what if every evening I just like vow to put that away, like clean it all up, make sure everything is in the caddy and put the caddy in that corner, and then it would be clean, right? Or like if I have mistakenly dropped something on top of that beautiful clean flat surface, maybe in the evening I just whisk it away, right? So I don't know. I'm thinking these things through. I think again, like being a smart person or being a logical person who understands these concepts, that's not the key to success. The key to success is actually changing the habit and changing the behavior. So maybe I'm scared. I'm talking about it and I'm like, oh, I should commit to that, but I don't want to commit to it. Oh, speaking of committing, okay, I do want to commit to it. I will commit to it. Speaking of committing to things, this was an effective thing, a strategy that worked for me in my last video where I not my last video overall, but my last tidying video, which was cleaning up the basement for grandma. Look at that. Amazing. So satisfying. I love that for me. And it looks basically the same. Hi, Archie. I still don't know. Oh gosh, that is not satisfying. That is my side of the bed. That is my corner. And I'm going to clean it. And it will be satisfying as well. I'm going to take everything out and figure it out. I think I ended up putting all of my trash in an old pillowcase. So anyway, the strategy that was helpful for me, the strategy that worked for me in the last video to get something done that I had been putting off for a million years, we had our pack and play in the basement ready to be donated for months and months and months. Oh, a key to my P.O. box. There you go. But we had been putting off donating or giving away or selling or whatever we were going to do with our pack and play for months, right? And it was just sitting in the basement. And every time I've cleaned the basement, I see the pack and play and I'm like, oh, I should donate that. Well, this was maybe like the third or fourth time that I was cleaning, like recording myself cleaning up the basement. And I thought, perhaps I should, actually donate the stupid pack and play. So I told all of you, beautiful people, my viewers, that if I didn't donate it by the next weekend, that I was going to have to film my next decluttering video in a bikini, which was a great motivator. That was a great motivator. I absolutely did not want to record this video in a bikini for you. So, I did it. I donated it. I called my daughter's babysitter, who she runs an in-home daycare, and I asked her, I said, hey, do you have a need for a pack and play? It has a changing table. It has a little like rocker thing that you can put a baby in to chill out for a little bit. And it's got a mattress. It's got the whole kit and caboodle. And she said, yes, please bring it here. So I did. I brought it over there on Thursday, and I didn't have to wear a bikini for you. So maybe that same strategy would work for me, for this too, for cleaning as I go, or at least having doing my evening tidy. I don't know if I feel like I got to work my way up. I can't just go straight to cleaning as I go, guys. I don't, one day I should really explain to you, how much time do I have left? I only have 5 minutes left, so this isn't the time, but one day I should explain to you the depths of the depravity that I lived in as a young person. I could have been on an episode of Hoarders when I was 15 years old, okay? My bedroom, I had to make a path from the door to my bed because I had clothes everywhere on the floor and stuffed animals and dirty dishes with mold in them. I was disgusting, okay? And I didn't care. I really did not care. I lived that way, and I did not care. And every so often, my grandfather, God rest his soul, would come through my room when I was at school, and I don't know if he used a snow shovel or a leaf blower or what he did, but he would just scoop everything out and do all my laundry. And I would come home and everything would be clean and tidy. And I would freak out, just like an episode of Hoarders. Literally, I would be panicking because in my mind, I knew where everything was and I already had my system as messed up as it was. So anyway, I tell you that to explain to you why I'm struggling. Uh-oh. I'm just shoving things. Sorry, that look on my face. I was just shoving things in those drawers. These two drawers deserve an episode of their own. Maybe that'll be my next project. But those drawers, I should just dump them straight into a garbage bag. Honestly, just directly into the garbage. I shouldn't even look at what's in there. I'm looking at a ballet program right now from a dance performance we went to in March. But I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it because I'm a hoarder. You guys, I'm a hoarder. So I'm explaining this to you because when you say to me, or when anyone says, you should just try cleaning as you go, I know, I do know, I understand. But I am just, this, what you're seeing today, the 41-year-old woman who sits before you today, this is a vast, a monumental improvement as compared to 15-year-old Megan. I'm putting more stuff in the drawer. As compared to 15-year-old Megan, 21-year-old Megan, 30-year-old Megan, 40-year-old Megan, right? This, what you're seeing right now is a huge improvement. So, okay, what am I going to commit to? Because I have a minute left. I'm going to commit to you today, that I will do a 5-minute tidy every evening and keep what am I going to keep clean? I'm going to keep the flat surfaces in the bedrooms clean. So my bedroom and Amelia's bedroom. How about that? That's my commitment. And if I don't, I will wear the bikini. I'm going to keep threatening you with a bikini cleaning video. So I'm going to try that for a week and see how it feels. So today I'm recording this on Sunday. You're seeing it probably Monday. So I'm going to, by next Sunday. Look at that. Look at that. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm so proud of myself. It feels so good. It does feel so good to have such a clean space. Like just, I can breathe, right? It's so nice. So anyway, that is my commitment to you. I will try from this Sunday until next Sunday to do a 5-minute tidy every night so that those surfaces stay clean. All right. Otherwise, you're going to see me in a bikini in the next week. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. This was kind of a strange, random, cobbled together voiceover and video combo, but thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Check out my email list, subscribe to it. I have stuff coming for you. I love you. Goodbye. Mwah.